Hello, Cody Tarot people. This is Cody, your tarot reader. Okay, so today's reading is going to be a mystery topic reading. I'm going to be pulling general messages for all of you guys based on what crystal you pick. The reading will be different. So it could be a career reading, it could be a love reading, it could be any kind of reading, really. It's going to be a mystery reading. So you're not going to know what you're going to get until you pick your crystal. So with that said, let's look at these crystals in front of us and let's pick one of them. I'll go over the groups one by one, and then you can select your crystal, and then you can go to the description box or the timestamps in the comment section and select that timestamp to get to your reading. So without further ado, let me show you the crystals. For group one, we have Hemimorphite. It's Hemimorphite. For group two, we have the Kunzite. Kind of a cool shape. For group three, we have the green Quartz. And for group four, we have the Septarian. So without further ado, let's get into the reading with your mystery topic message. Starting with group number one, the Hemimorphite. Hey, group one, let's get into your message right off the bat, your mystery topic message. So I'm going to pull tarot cards first, and if I need to pull supplemental cards after this, I will. Let's see. What message do you guys need to hear today? What is the mystery topic message of what you guys have picked? What's it going to be about? So let's pull some cards. Hold on, you guys, real quick. I'm going to turn down the music just a little bit. I think it's a little loud. I'm seeing a pretty well balanced. I think I'm just going to pull 4 cards today. I'm actually feeling to keep these readings like short and sweet. I'm just going to pull 4 cards and we will see what happens. So let me look at this over and I'll get into your reading in a second. Okay, so this reading is just a little helpful tidbit for you guys. I feel like most of you with the Hangman or Reverse are definitely nervous about a particular thing in your life that you are feeling you're going to have to wait a long time for. There's a feeling of something coming into your life or that you're thinking about or concerned about right now where you're thinking, man, I'm going to have to do this specific thing, but I'm going to have to wait for a really long time for it to be fulfilled. This could be something that was dealing with finances or some kind of practical component of life, something that could take a lot of time to watch it grow and develop. And you guys are nervous, like, man, I don't know if I can handle this. I don't know if I can handle waiting this long for this thing to unfold. Like, I know it's going to take forever. I feel like you guys are really thinking a lot about the fact that this will take a long time. Also, I'm seeing that you could be having a different kind of shift in perspective about this particular task at this time, or you're having a lot of different inspired thoughts about this task at this time, or this thing that's going to unfold. You know, for some of you, this could be like you're thinking about going to school again, or maybe you're thinking about, even as a YouTuber, maybe you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, right? Whatever this is, it's going to take some time for it to grow and develop. And with the Hangman here, I feel like you guys are really thinking about this a lot right now. You're thinking like, wow, this is going to take so much time to grow and develop. And I can tell you're really focused on this specific task. It's like you want it to go quicker, or you want to find a route to make it go quicker and stuff like that. The cards are saying it's going to happen at the pace it's going to happen at. And usually with the Seven of Pentacles, it's a slower pace. It's planting the seeds now and watching them grow. It's like no matter what, it's going to take a long time. Here's the things that's really cool about your reading that is like blessings coming in for you. That's really cool that I get to deliver this message. First of all, with the 3 of Swords, heart in reverse, right? I feel like you guys are getting over a breakup during this period of time. So for example, if you're starting this project and you still have wounds from a breakup or from some kind of painful separation or something like that, this is indicating either getting over that, or if you have some kind of health concern or health issue that you're slowly recovering from, this could be slowly recovering from that specific health issue, if that makes sense. So whatever's coming in for you guys with this practical project, or whatever you need to plant the seeds with to watch it grow and develop, a side benefit from that while this thing is growing and developing is you're going to be having a recovery of your health and your psyche, essentially. I think that you guys are going to be getting over some kind of specific heartbreak or health concern, and you're going to be feeling healed from it by the time this is coming full circle, right? It's like simultaneously you're recovering in your health as well as this, whatever this business project is. Also simultaneously, while you're waiting for this thing to grow and develop, I see you're going to be attracting a lot of people that are like soul family into your life. A lot of friends, a lot of people in your life that are like really clicking with you on a very, how do I put this? The vibe soul levels coming through, right? It's just like, I'm hearing in the music that's playing in the background the words back to you. And I feel like this could be people from the past coming in that are actually reuniting with you to bring you company during this period of time. I see that you're going to have a lot of people in your life at this point of time while you're growing and developing. There's going to be a lot of social activities, essentially. There's going to be a lot of friendships, camaraderie, intimacy, sharing, closeness. There's a feeling of strong bonds between relationships and other people and even maybe other people's I feel like you guys are just pretty socially very savvy at this time. You're recovering from some kind of health or traumatic thing that happened to you. And this is all stuff that, like, you know, I feel like these two things are the longest term things, you know? There's a vibe here of like knowing that this project, this thing you're really focused on right now, this money-making project, is going to take a long time, right? It's not just going to develop overnight or just get really successful overnight. It's something that's going to be slow and steadily built on over time. And also over time, you're going to be recovering from this health thing. This, like, whatever this health, this depression, this heartbreak, whatever it is, there's a feeling of some kind of health issue. You're recovering from that as well. Like, you guys know that I don't do medical or legal usually. I just say this stuff if it does come up. But always consult like a medical professional or a legal professional if you know, with medical stuff. You know, don't just assume like, you know, some thing's going to get better without like help and stuff like that. You know, like always use like a doctor's advice and stuff like that. But also this thing right here, you're going to have a lot of different friends coming in and out of your life during this period of time. A lot of different relationships, right? All is equally as fun as the last, right? There's just a feeling of really connecting with people and really getting along with them very well. I'm going to pull a crystal wisdom card just to see what else needs to be said here. And then we'll end your reading. What else needs to be said for group one? Creativity. Okay, so one thing that's interesting with this period of waiting that you guys are so concerned about is you will be having a very creative mind. Maybe this project is something that it takes a lot of growth, it takes slow growth, but it involves like a creative aspect. Another aspect is you could be healing a health issue through creativity. So maybe expressing your creativity is actually helping you process some of this negative emotional trauma that you have buried inside you, you know? It could also be with creativity that you attract a lot of friends and groups of people that are very creative people, very soulful, creative types of people. They're going to help you kind of express yourself more. I definitely see with this friend group or these friends coming in, you'll easily be able to express yourself to them as well. So yeah, so the creativity could have a whole like tint on this time period. Remember you guys, depending on how long this activity, because I'm feeling a vibe with the hangman here, is you know how long this is going to take, right? You have a general idea of how long this is going to take to really develop fully. So for a lot of you, there's going to be something very specific, like an internship that lasts for a specific amount of time. Or for others of you, it's going to be something like education or like getting into an educational format, knowing that you're going to be in school for like 5 or 6 years or whatever, and then you're out, right? So there's a feeling of having like a set time period or knowing ahead of time how long something's going to take. And even if you don't know exactly, there's a feeling of knowing intuitively how long something's going to take, that it's going to take a long time to grow and develop, right? So with this said, there's just creativity in all these departments. It means that like you'll be able to be creative while you're growing this thing and contributing to this project. Your health is going to be improving because of creativity, and you might have some creative friends that are expressing their creativity, helping you express your creativity. Creativity is really the signal for the next period of your life, you know, just doing whatever you feel like and being a creative artist and free flowing and feeling the joys from that, you know. Yeah, I think that joy is going to inspire a lot of positive change in your life as well. So yeah, thank you guys again for letting me read for you today. Again, that's the first time I said it. Thank you for letting me read for you today. It was an honor. It was a pleasure. If you guys enjoyed this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading and you resonated with my energy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to the group 2 with the Kunzite. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Hey, group 2. This is if you picked the pink Kunzite here. This cool stone. So let's get into your reading. What kind of mystery topic needs to be presented to you today? I'm getting into these readings because I'm realizing that sometimes we just need a reading for our specific situation in life or whatever we're going through, and sometimes a question on, like, you can't find the question necessarily on YouTube, or you're just looking for something that relates to you. You're watching with a friend. You guys are both going through very different life situations, something like that. Okay, so let's do some more shuffling. I'm going to pull 4 cards for you guys today. Any cards want to come out right off the bat? I'm feeling called to ask if any cards want to jump out. This one wants to come out. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Let's get some other cards. This one doesn't want to go in, so we'll take that. We have the 5 of Swords. I'm going to pull from the top 2 for these next ones. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the 2 of Wands in reverse. I think I'm going to need to pull one more card for you guys. First of all, I know there's no cups in this reading, which I know it's kind of weird to think to pull a love message when there's no cups, but I think it's very significant that because there's no cups, we definitely need a love message. And I don't think this has to do with romantic love, but it could. It depends. I think that with the Queen of Wands here, I think this has to do with a friend, especially if you're a woman watching my channel. There's a feeling of some kind of friend or something like that with the Queen of Wands, or thinking about a friend, specific friend, maybe an argument with a friend or something like that over money or something like that. I need more information. That's why I'm pulling a card, because there's no cups, which makes me think that this could even be a business partnership or something like that, or you're in a dispute with some kind of financial thing with some kind of business partner or something like that right now. Let me pull this card. We have Trust. I'm going to pull one more. I don't know if I even need one more, but I feel called to pull one more, so I'm just going to do it. What is this? Chemistry. Yeah, okay, so there's a strong vibe here of 2 people or 2 energies standing in each other's corners. I feel like this is either a business partnership, or this is a partnership that has yet to manifest or something like that. For a lot of you, you're thinking about a specific person you want to be partners with. There's someone who's on your mind a lot and you want to start a partnership with them or something like that. I'm seeing the partnership is mainly intellectual, right, with the swords here, and practical or pragmatic or money focused with the pentacles. Here's the thing. One party in this connection, I don't know which one you are, but one party in this connection is holding back the resources and the funds to fund this connection. So one party has like the money backing them to do this project. The other party with the 5 of Swords here has like the intellectual understanding. So one party has like the knowledge and the other party has the money. So combined, you guys could create a really cool union. Here's the thing though, these energies are kind of feeling a little hostile towards each other. There's a vibe here of like not trusting the other person fully, or not knowing if you really want to commit to them. There's a feeling that you don't know if you should get into this business partnership. It's like, you know, they're the right person for you as far as like, how do I put this? You know, they're the right person for you as far as like what they bring to the table, like what they're offering. Like, for example, if you're the person with the financial backing, you know this person has the ideas. Like, they've collected and have all the ideas. You know, all these other people around them are like idealists. Like, they don't have any ideas compared to this one person. This person's collected all the good ideas, right? They're just overflowing with good ideas, right? And then as far as if you're this person with the good ideas, you know this person with the money is the person you need to have to make your goals focus, like come to fruition. Here's the thing. This is a very closed off energy. This person with the resources doesn't want to share their resources, or they want to make sure it's the right situation. They want to make sure they can trust someone before they can share their resources. This person with the swords is someone who wants to keep all the ideas to themselves or wants to work solo on the project. So for both people, especially this person with the Five of Swords energy, there's a strong feeling that you just want to work on your own. You don't want to share the responsibilities. You don't want to have to make a partnership with someone else. You just want to work on your own and do your own thing, which is great. But I'm getting trust and chemistry here that got pulled with these cards. So I'm honestly feeling like this partnership with trust here, I feel like you could really trust this person. I think something's going to happen in the near future with you two, with this person you're imagining starting a partnership with, where they're going to reach out, or there's going to be someone that is going to do an act of something that is going to create trust in the other person, right? Now, it could be you guys. Maybe you're inspired to do an act towards this person that creates trust in the connection, right? But there's something that builds trust. There's kind of coming in next in your life. There's a feeling of harmony or bridging the distance with someone and building trust. Now, for those of you who this is like a friendship, because I was picking work partnership up mainly, but there's could be a friendship where maybe in the friendship, one of you is like always paying for things, or one of you would always be paying for things, and one of you is always creating the ideas for the intellectual conversation or stimulating the other with the conversation, right? There's a feeling that this friendship would be very successful with chemistry here. Whether it's a business partnership or a friendship, there's a feeling it would be very successful. I feel like you guys would fully trust each other. There's a feeling of unity where the duties are divided evenly, and I feel like they're divided in a way that feels fair to both partners, even though person A is providing more financial resources and resources in general, whatever those may be. Doesn't have to necessarily be money. It could be other things too, like, you know, whatever resources mean to you guys in this situation. And where person B is providing the ideas or the intellect or the gun-ho go-ahead, right? There's a feeling that you guys are going to have really good chemistry with each other. It's just funny because you're both pretty strong and independent in general. There's a feeling, maybe person A is not that independent, but person B right here with the intellectual ideas, they're very, in a way, independent, or they're definitely isolated from others in a way that they like to work on their own. Here's the thing, you guys are gonna have a really great bond with chemistry and trust here. And this card is urging you to get out of your house and work out in the field, right? Whatever that means to you guys, it's saying get out of your house, work out in the field. This is not a time to hunker down and just do things. You know, this would be like advice that this probably reading is not for someone who has an online business, or it's not for someone who has something that's online, like a social media thing, right? For the most part, most of you watching this reading, this is a real life connection or something dealing with actual tangible goods or something like that in reality. Maybe you guys you want to open a store with this person, or maybe you have a project, you want to invent something with this person. Whatever it is, I'm strongly feeling that you're going to have really good chemistry in this connection. You should be able to trust this person. There's a reason you're thinking about this person, right, with the Queen of Wands. And also with the Queen of Wands representing introverted, extroverted, balancing energy, I feel like you're debating on whether you should reach out to this person or not. This could be a sign that this person is going to be a great partner in business. And it would be wise to reach out to them. I think you'll have a lot of chemistry with this person. You'll realize once you connect with this person that there's chemistry there. Like, once you realize you guys can trust each other and there's chemistry, it'll be a very fruitful partnership. With this Two of Wands here, I am seeing getting out of your comfort zone a little bit with this connection, you know? I know I talked about online, like not being an online business, but even if it is online and you're thinking that's the only part that doesn't resonate is I wanted to do something online with someone, it's about getting out of your comfort zone, right? Like stepping out of your own private territory to make a connection, to make a partnership, to do something with someone else, right? That's kind of the vibe that I'm seeing here. really, ideally, it's a match made in heaven. You guys are assessing each other's abilities correctly, right? One person has all the resources and what they need, and the other person has the intellectual ideas and the gusto to bring this union to fruition. So I definitely think I would go for it. Whatever side you're on, go for it. It's going to be a fruitful partnership. You really can. Well, here's the thing. Obviously, you don't want to force trust. You don't want to force chemistry. Take a small step. I mean, I feel like some of you might not even believe this reading. I think you're very hesitant about this person. There's a feeling of standoffish kind of vibes with this person. But I feel like if you test the waters a little bit, test the waters, right? Like this person pouring a little drop into this beaker, right? Pour a little drop into the beaker, you know, stir it up, see how it tastes, you know? Do another little drop, stir it up. See, feel what's the right flavor, right? What's the right combination? Because chemistry talks about applying different elements together and mixing the right combination of factors to create the perfect kind of bond or agent for this kind of connection. This person you're thinking about could have feminine energy or be kind of relatively charismatic or have a unique type of personality. They might be very individual in the way they are compared to other people. They have their own personality, their own sense of uniqueness. Anyway, I'm going to end your guys' reading there. That's all I have for you today. If you guys enjoyed this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading and you resonate with my energy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, I'm going to move on to the next reading. It was an honor to read for you guys today. It was really a lot of fun. And I'll catch you guys in the next pick a card. Bye. Hey group 3, this is if you picked the green quartz. So let's get into your reading. So let's shuffle these tarot cards and pull some out for you guys. Mystery topic. We don't know what the reading's going to be about. You don't even know what you came here to hear today. Let's get into it. Mystery topic for group 3. You guys, I feel like pulling a Moonology manifestation card for your reading to supplement it. So I'm going to do that. Let's see what wants to come out for you guys. We have trust all will be well. Okay. Let's do this. Let's just put this in the middle here. Okay. Yeah, this is a very quick, simple, to the point message. You guys don't want to be mad at me for how short this message is going to be. I'll try to go into more detail and pull more energy for what's going on, but it's pretty simple. With this card over here, with the 3 of Wands and the Ace of Swords, I feel you guys are waiting for either inspiration, you're waiting for something to come in, you're waiting for a book, you're waiting for a piece of knowledge, you're waiting for something to stimulate your intellect, right? The universe is bringing you this piece of knowledge, right? There's a message coming in, right? Some of you might even be waiting for a letter, right? To advance with some other thing you're going through. There's something coming in the mail or some kind of message you're getting in an email or something like that. There's a feeling of waiting for a message of something coming in that's going to advance you, right? Into the next phase of your life. Here's the thing. With the 7 of Cups here and the Page of Wands, when you guys receive this message or this information, yes, it's going to be helpful. Yes, it's going to be something the universe is providing you. It's a gift from the universe. But there's a deeper thing here. This information is just going to cause you to overthink more. So with the Page of Wands here, it's going to cause you to assess the situation in a different light, but it's going to bring up just as many questions as before. So you might already have questions right now, and you're waiting for a piece of information to come in. When this information comes in or you receive this knowledge, there's a feeling of just having more questions, right? Like the fact that you are evaluating something, you're having more questions. You're like, okay, I have this new knowledge. I have this gift from the universe. I have what I need. But this thing that I have what I need now is making me question different things, or making me evaluate what is good or bad, or what I need to work on, or something like that. Page of Wands can talk about assessing your talents. Like the beginning part of having a talent and assessing it. Like if you look at this guy, he's looking at this staff, right? And he's kind of like, look at this staff that I have. What could I do with this? Like, what could I work with this with? You know, like how could I move this in my life? What could I use this for, right? He's like assessing it, right? He's like looking at the top. He's kind of admiring it in a sense. I feel like this new piece of knowledge, you're going to admire it for a while, or this new thing coming in from the universe. A lot of you, this is going to stimulate your ability to think better or clearer, right? And I feel it's going to be a victory, this new piece of knowledge. It's like some kind of information about something is coming in that's really beneficial and is going to help you, but it's going to cause a further reevaluation phase, you know? For those of you, I'm trying to think of a practical example for this so you guys can have something to relate it to. For a lot of you, this is a good example that is like if you're applying for colleges, right? And you're waiting back to get an acceptance letter, right? Maybe you're waiting back to get letters of acceptance, and that's what you're waiting for. And you get these letters in the mail and you have like 3 acceptance letters. So it starts a whole new cycle of analyzing and figuring out where you want to go. Like, okay, I have 3 acceptance letters now. Now I got to pick between these 3 schools, right? It's something along those lines. For most of you, it's not going to be that scenario, but that's kind of the vibe of like what it's like. It's like the vibe is like you're waiting for a piece of information, but once you get it, you're going to have to make another assessment or figure out something else from that piece of information. It's not like that information is like the be all end all. It's like that information is going to lead to another more assessing, right? With the 7 of Cups here, I see that this assessment is kind of in a way like you might be getting in your head about it or paralyzed a little bit about it, like not knowing what to do. It's like this, what you were kind of waiting patiently for or waiting to get this thing. It's like the information stimulates a full kind of like full-blown like, okay, well, if it's this option, it could be a disaster. If it's this option, it could be amazing. Like what is, you know, but like how, if it plays out this way, it'd be this. And if it plays out this way, it'd be that. And there's a feeling of like getting tied up in your mind a little bit. With New Moon and Virgo, trust all will be well. You're in the beginning stage of this project. You haven't even begun to achieve any kind of experience with this at all, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Especially with Page of Wands here. There's a feeling here of something being in the assessment phase only, but you're not necessarily in the movement phase yet, which is what we move from the page to the knight. That's the phase of movement. That's the phase of action. That's the phase of like getting something done or having experience with something, right? The knights were sent by the kings and queens to go out into the field and do battle, right? I'm imagining the page is just like born anew and like studying something, right? So the vibe is you're not at the knight stage yet, right? So it's pointless to try to evaluate too much, right? There's a vibe here with New Moon and Virgo. This is your power move, right? I use this Moonology manifestation deck to show you how, like, little keys to succeed. I have a career paths reading too that I use this, and it's like in the career paths reading, it's like, this is the key, your power move to make it all work into your advantage, right? So with this, trust all will be well is your power move. And also with New Moon here, it's also talking about the beginning of a journey, right? This would be a great time, instead of trying to evaluate what's going on in the situation or what would be the best path, instead of trying to figure out the best route to the path, manifesting the best path, right? Because we do have the new moon here, right? So setting intentions, setting what you want to happen, and then letting things flow, right? Don't let yourself get too paralyzed, right? Let things flow. With trust, all will be well. It's a feeling of faith that things are going to unfold in the right way for you. You know, you might be, how do I put this? You might want to really analyze the situation to death, right? Because the new piece of information is like that good. It's like with the Ace of Swords here, I'm getting like new knowledge that's really excellent. It's like, wow, so it's the piece I need. Now I need to focus on this part, right? But the cards are urging you this second thing to focus on once you get this information, not necessary. Let the information sit with you, right? Trust all will be well and let things flow. Let things flow, right? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Let it flow. Let it happen of its own accord, you know. Obviously, if it's a very thing that requires a lot of practical attention, obviously you're going to have to do specific things to like make this thing go forward. But I'm seeing a lot of like this causing a lot of dreaming and assessment, basically. So yeah. trusting all will be well is your power move. This is why this reading is pretty short, because all you guys need to know is this message. Trust all will be well. You don't need to try to figure it all out right now. You don't need to over-assess it. Think about it. When you guys assess something to this depth, right, as something that's this important to you, it causes a lot of stress or anxiety, right? It causes a lot of like, okay, well, if I go this way, if I go this way, if I go this way, trust all will be well and just let go, you know? Also, the Page of Wands leading into the Knight. The next evolution is the Knight of Wands, which talks about action and getting into motion. So getting into motion could be beneficial for you guys. Just starting to move, like getting yourself moving, starting to move, and trusting that everything's going to be okay, right? The Knight of Wands I also see as someone who overcomes obstacles. You know, when I'm just talking about a period of growth from the Wand cards, someone who overcomes obstacles. So I do see you'll be able to overcome, or the next phase is not necessarily like trying to figure out which road has the less obstacles, which road is the best one to take, but naturally just trusting all will be well and knowing that when you get to that point in your journey, you will be able to overcome the obstacles, right? The obstacles won't be daunting because you'll be at the point where you'll be able to overcome them, right? So that's kind of all the messages I have for you guys today. I really enjoyed reading for you. It was an honor to give you this message. It was a pleasure to do the reading. And with that said, if you guys like this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading and you resonate with my energy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to the last group with the Septarian. Yeah, and thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next pick a card. Bye. Hey, group 4, this is if you picked the Septarian. So, lovely, cool stones, also known as Dragonstone. Let's get into your reading. I don't know why I love so much that this is called Dragonstone. I think it's such a cool name for a stone. And I'm sure there's other stones that people call Dragonstone. I just know that this one's also known as Dragonstone. So let's get into your reading. All about your mystery topic of what's happening in your life coming up. What do you guys need to know about? It might not even be something that's happening in your life. For some people, it's like things that are going to happen. For other people, it's like advice. For most people on this reading, it's kind of showing, it's like coming through as like a little bits, tidbits of advice, right? Okay, so I'm listening to music while I'm, you know, filming these and stuff, and it kind of helps give me a little bit of messages. Like I listen to like little DJ EDM sets and stuff, and there's things. And one of the DJs that I'm listening to in the background just yelled, "Who's thirsty?" And the vibe that I'm getting is with this Ace of Cups right here, there is a strong feeling of you guys being thirsty for some romance. And it's interesting because this hardly happens. I want to pull one more card for you guys. Yeah, I want to get a love story oracle card, and I want to pull a crystal wisdom card. I feel like pulling some extra cards for this group. So, but in general, there's a feeling of like, from what I can see so far, it looks like a glow up. I want to get more cards just to be sure, but it looks like kind of like a glow up. Healing, okay. And I want to pull one more card. We have Selenite, Spiritual Awakening. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, you are my sexually charged pile. There's some strong vibes here that you guys are doing some major healing, right? But this isn't normal, like boring healing where you're just healing from trauma, stuff like that. You're going through a spiritual awakening because your desires, the fact that you want something so badly, is getting turned inward on you. And it's creating a different kind of vibe in your life. It's going to feel kind of weird, but and it's going to be difficult for me to describe this specific type of spiritual awakening, but what you desire from others I feel like you're turning it within yourself, and it's creating a magnetic force of people desiring you, right? So you're learning and healing from specific desires you have. There's a feeling you're healing from desires you have, but also there's a feeling of, with Ace of Cups here, of really truly loving yourself and being very motivated to take care of yourself in this time. But though you're also maintaining kind of like this attitude of being like thirsty for the opposite sex or for the sex that you're interested in. It's like you're thirsty for that love or attention or something like that. But because you love yourself fully at this time, you're actually receiving that kind of energy back. It's kind of bizarre, honestly, because we live in a society where people are always saying like, oh, if you chase someone, they're going to get turned off and they're not going to like you anymore, you know, or whatever. There's a strong vibe here of like you guys actually desiring other people, but then them also desiring you. With the Page of Pentacles here in reverse, this talks about admiration. I see this guy kind of admiring this pentacle. And the main vibe I get from this card, besides the business component, because this is definitely coming through as a love reading. I mean, business could be a part of it. I'll give that message too if that applies to you guys. But there's a feeling of admiration, right? I feel like you guys really admire other people. You admire other people's beauty. You admire their characteristics, their qualities. You thirst after them a little bit. And that's actually a good thing because that's a part of your growth and development. I feel like you're going through a spiritual awakening where people are going to start thirsting after you, right? Just because you're having thirsty thoughts for other people, it's going to attract people who are having thirsty thoughts towards you. So with the Empress card here, I see you guys going through a little bit of a glow up. I see your beauty really expanding because you have all this self-love and this healing that's going on. You're going through this spiritual awakening. There's a feeling of gaining a lot of love and you guys, this does not feel like a spiritual awakening with a lot of trauma or darkness. Like if you guys are thinking like, oh, another spiritual awakening where I have to go through another dark night of the soul, like that's not what I want, you know? That's not what's coming through. This is a very like light, happy spiritual awakening. Those exist. I know people don't say they exist and people say spiritual awakenings are all dark and destruction, right? And some of them are, honestly, like, I guess whenever you get like upgraded, right, it can be like painful, right? But this one is very much a gift. It's very pleasant. It's a gift. It's meant to have healing energy, not destructive energy, right? You're not being broken down to be built up again, or you're not being assaulted with some kind of new gift or talent. There's a feeling of just having your desires for others, the feelings, the longings in your heart. I'm going to call it longings in your heart, right? Because calling it thirsty is kind of making you guys sound like desperate or something. And I don't see you guys as being desperate. With the self-love card here, it's like you're spending just as much time focusing on yourself as you are on other people, right? With the Chariot here, I see you like drawing people from other locations, basically. Like there's a feeling of being motivated or having people driving to meet people or something like that. There's a feeling of having two sides of yourself merging inside your own self too, to like create a united whole is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. That's creating a sense of motivation, right? You might have two kinds of desires at war with yourself internally all the time. One desire that wants one thing, another desire that wants something else. And maybe these two desires are coming together and working in harmony. And that's where the healing's coming in. It's like they're finally being reconciled. One desire seems so polar opposite the other desire, right? But they're actually going to be reconciled. It's like one's going to meet the other halfway, and you're going to have like a nice blend of one kind of direction, right? There's going to be a feeling of following one direction or one path, right? And that's kind of a really cool thing here. I think that's part of your spiritual awakening, is merging these two different types of desires together and create that kind of healing. It's causing an amazing glow up with the Empress here. I wouldn't be surprised with the Chariot and the Empress if you guys are going to the gym a lot, if you're working out a lot, if your body's getting in better shape, stuff like that. With the Ace of Cups here, I also see a lot of self-love. So this could be peace and harmony within the self. It also means taking care of yourself. So whether that means eating nourishing foods, whether that means eating your favorite treat, whatever that means to you to take care of yourself. Maybe you guys have been very Spartan in your diet lately and you need to just have a break and take something and eat something really nice and chill. You know, maybe you guys have been overeating or something like that, all this like really gross, nasty food. And maybe it's time to like take a more wholesome approach to like food or diet or something like that. Whatever it is, there's a feeling of merging your inner desires and getting them amplified in your outer world and people being attracted to you, right? So for some of you, this could feel a little shocking. I'm not going to lie. It's supposed to be pleasant and a pleasant experience, but you might have a lot of people hitting on you, and you might not be used to that. Or you might be the one that's used to chasing others, and all of a sudden people are chasing you, right? And it might throw you in a polar direction, if that makes sense. Like, the vibe that I'm getting is, like, you have to beat the suitors away, you know, the suitors aren't beating you away is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It's funny, I feel like a lot of you are used to being the extroverted one, or the one that like approaches people or makes contact or something like that. But with this spiritual awakening, I think that the cards are urging you to put you in the opposite role, the receiving role a little bit. Also, I'm getting a strong vibe that your guys' manifestation abilities will be really strong in this period of time, especially if you're, because what I'm saying, okay, so the main thing I'm saying, the spiritual awakening is merging these two different types of desires in your own mind, right? You want one thing, you want another thing, right? They seem kind of opposite. They seem like they can't be reconciled. Somehow this spiritual awakening is reconciling these two desires, making them one thing, one path forward. And if you manifest partners that are on this path or have these qualities of these two desires, right, that are combined, this is part of the healing, right? This is part of the healing that you're supposed to experience in the world, that there's these two people that could, or not two people, there's two desires in your mind that can coexist in one person, or one person being attracted to you, right? So you're attracting people who have components of fantasies that you've had in your past, of disparate fantasies that you've wanted, right? Like, so for example, maybe you have a desire to be with someone who's really strong and protective, right? But then at the same time, maybe you want someone who's like gentle, kind, and considerate. Maybe the people in the past that you've dated have been like brutes, right? Like maybe they've been just like full-blown, like tough dudes that have no sensitive bone in their body. And then the other side, you've dated guys who are kind of like, you know, like... for lack of a better term, like pansy boys, you know, like guys who are kind of just like, you know, like they don't have a strong bone in their body. They're not tough or competitive or anything like that. Maybe what you're manifesting now, you're bridging those two together, and you're manifesting a person in your life that's also strong and also sensitive in the ways that are really you approve of, right? The ways that you really enjoy and like. This is all because reconciling these desires inside yourself and taking care of yourself and having this spiritual awakening is attracting people to you. You're going through a globe, and it's attracting the right type of partners to you, right? You just need to be with people who are multifaceted, right? Maybe in the past you've been with people and you thought they were very one-dimensional, right? Like you've dated people who are very one-dimensional. There's only one thing about them that seems good or appealing, but then there's like not a lot of other qualities in your partner or something like that. You're manifesting people into your life that are multi-dimensional, multi-faceted individuals, all because you're healing yourself and going through this spiritual awakening. Now, for some of you, this is the bad news. It might take a while, because inside your own mind, you have to reconcile these opposite desires that you're feeling, right? You might be feeling a desire for this thing and then a desire for this other thing, and they seem opposite. The spiritual awakening point is your body and your mind will start to reconcile these opposites into one thing, right? The mashups might get a little goofy. I'm not going to lie. Like you might be having weird dreams, or you might be having experiences where these two desires coming together might show up in a very weird way in your life, right? But that's the thing. It's like they're still reconciling. You have to wait for the process to finish. Then once you have the direction, I see you guys are full steam ahead and attracting the partner of your dreams. So that's really cool. It's a very different kind of spiritual awakening. It's very focused on the self, healing the self. I see that with Ace of Cups here and healing, taking care of yourself is going to be really important this time when you're reconciling these opposites. Specifically, like physical exercise and healing the body is going to be beneficial. Also with Ace of Cups here, I'm definitely seeing like taking care of yourself, eating nourishing foods, right? Not going too Spartan on your meals, but not overeating at all either. It's like a really nice, healthy balance. Yeah, I see this as a really beneficial time for you guys. Selenite's a very cleansing stone. I see like a feeling of cleansing. It doesn't feel like a rough spiritual awakening. The merging of your desires might feel a little goofy at times. Like you might have moments where you laugh out loud because you're imagining two things that are kind of opposite, like merging into one. And in your mind, it might cause a little bit of a funny bone moment, you know, like you might laugh about it a little bit. But yeah, overall, I definitely see that like, it's going to be pleasant. I mean, the vibe here for you guys coming up is too good to be true. I think you guys are going to be meeting partners that feel too good to be true. People that you thought you would have never met in your life. People who have qualities of opposite personality traits that you didn't think could coexist, and they just happen to coexist. So lucky you guys, you have a good positive reading. So yeah, with that said, I hope you guys liked the reading. If you did, you can like or comment below. If you really enjoyed the reading and you resonated with my energy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move on to the end of the readings. That was the last one. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next pick a card. Bye.